I'm Andy Parkin, Managing Director of the Multi-Award Winning Speed Screed. I'm here to talk about Latex Floor Screed. Latex Floor Screed is a cement-based smoothing compound. Where it differs from other smoothing compounds is that there is a latex additive. Instead of mixing the compound with water, the water is replaced with bottled latex, which is then added to the mix. There is no additional water, just pour the bottle of latex in. When laying vinyl, ceramic tiles, carpet and other floor coverings, latex floor screed levels out uneven substrates, leaving a smooth surface to bond to. The reason that the additive is latex is to give the screed a degree of flexibility. If there is any slight movement within the substrate, the latex will allow for a small degree of movement. This allows for some latex leveling screed products to be bonded to materials such as plywood. Latex floor screed and construction types. When we talk about latex floor screed, we need to consider the different types of screed construction. Bonded is very relevant to latex floor screed as it relies on the bond with the substrate. Latex floor screed would be suitable for this type of construction. Unbonded is where you have a membrane in between the substrate and the screed. This type of construction is not something that would be suitable for a latex floor screed. Floating construction is where you have screed sat on insulation, be it acoustic or thermal insulation. This type of construction is not something that would be suitable for a latex floor screed. When bonding, I think it's important to highlight the process. When looking at the substrate, it needs to be sound. When we say sound, it needs to be solid. If you have crumbling, cracking or other issues, then action needs to be taken before laying the screed. There is no point in laying a latex floor screed onto something that isn't stable because it will only result in the screed cracking and/or delaminating. Checks should be made to ensure that the substrate is not contaminated. Contamination can be a variety of things: oils, grease, dust, anything that may have gone into the pores of the screed, into the capillaries of the screed or concrete. If there is contamination, it may require some mechanical surface preparation, which may be grinding, scabbling or shot blasting. If there is paint on the substrate, then it will need to be removed before laying the latex leveling screed. The surface needs to be clean and vacuumed if there is dust and dirt on the surface. Before the latex floor screed is laid, a primer needs to be applied to the substrate to assist in the bonding of the latex screed and the substrate. Sometimes it can go down without the primer. Always read the instructions before laying. Either way, you're going to need some penetration of the surface. It needs to bond, so it may be that you have to grind off the first couple of millimeters of the matrix to get down to something that is bondable. If the substrate is power floated concrete, then the top of the matrix will need to be removed to get to the more open textured concrete that will allow the primer to penetrate. There are certain products that may go down directly onto a power floated surface, but again you would have to look at the requirement for each individual product. In general, you would be looking at mechanically altering the surface to allow for better adhesion between the screed and the substrate. Latex floor screed thickness varies from product to product. However, as a general guideline, the following depths apply. Minimum depths are usually 2 to 3 mil. However, there are some products that can go down to feather edge, which is around about 1 mil. Maximum depths are around 10 to 15 mil. However, with the addition of bulking aggregates, normally kiln dried sand, some latex leveling screeds can go up to 30 mil. Latex floor screed is normally used to smooth the surface of concrete and screeds when laying thin vinyl or thin floor coverings. Slight imperfections in substrate will show up in these types of floor coverings. A latex floor screed will smooth out those slight imperfections. I hope this helps with your latex floor screed questions. If you would like any further help, please get in touch.